questions at play.
First of all, how effective would the vaccine be? And as importantly, how many individuals are going to opt to take the vaccine?
So if we get a reasonably effective vaccine and a substantial number of people take it,
I think we're going to be going in the right direction towards approaching some degree of normality as we head into 2021 in the second, third, and fourth quarter of 2021.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
As the case count ticks up, Dr. Gottlieb expects we'll see some cities and states adopt more restrictive measures based on how the virus is developing in each particular region. According to Associated Press polls, minority voters overwhelmingly voted in favor of former Vice President Joe Biden, yet the president actually made up ground with minorities. So did their vote affect the outcomes? Here at Fox 47, we looked into it.
Well, I vote for Biden, President. I think Biden is probably the best choice of compromise that we have.
Many other African Americans agreed.
The country is so divided as it is, and I think that Joe will be able to do things to help pull people together. He has experience in the Senate where he can bring both sides of the aisle together. And I think he knows the issues well. So I think that experience made him one of the better candidates, or probably the best candidate for the presidency.
The Rochester NAACP chapter president believes it was more than just one group that helped Biden over the line.
I think not only African Americans, but many Americans were just tired of what they saw and what they felt like was happening to people of color.
The death of George Floyd was one such instance. Many African Americans were not happy with the president's response.
Trump, as the president of the United States, could have came together to show some concern. He showed none.
Phillips also believes the president-elect handled himself in the days following the election better than the current president.
He was telling people, just be patient with the system, let's work together, and that's what we need as a president.
Many have been critical of Biden's past political history. However, W.C. Jordan believes Biden is the right man for social justice.
And I think that experiencing and living through that time and understanding the transition will help Joe Biden as he moves forward to work on issues related to social justice and also police reform.
Yet at the moment, the nation is still divided.
But it's not what we need here. At the end of the day, we're all Americans, okay? And we need to find a way to come together.
And it does not happen with just an election. Change right here at home is necessary as well.
One thing we do here at Jersey Joe's is I have an open forum. We talk all the time. I have Trump supporters that come in. I have Biden supporters that come in. You have to talk. You have to have a conversation to realize how much you have in common.
In Rochester, Alex Tejada, Fox 47 News.
Saturday's 2020 presidential announcement was a victory for some, and for others it was an upset. Joe Biden is the president-elect, and Kamala Harris is the first black and Asian woman to be elected vice president. But the presidential process does not end there. Fox 47's Kamaria Bray tells us what's next to come before a president is sworn in.
We heard his speech.
The people of this nation have spoken. They've delivered us a clear victory.
And we've seen his tweets. In a statement Saturday, President Donald Trump wrote, "The simple fact is this election is far from over. Joe Biden has not been certified as the winner of any states." But what's next in the process? Well, December 8th is the deadline for states to recount votes and resolve election disputes.
In some states, an automatic recount can trigger when it's under a certain percentage, okay? And Georgia looks to be that. That's 10,000 over, what's Georgia, about 5.5 million cast, something like that. And so, that's a very small percentage. And to be on the safe side, recount that.
And next is the Electoral College vote on December 14th, where electors in each state vote for the candidate that won the state's popular vote.
The Democratic Party in the states that they won, the Republican Party in the states that they won, are going to, put forward their electors. For example, Hillary Clinton is an elector in New York, right? Well, I don't think she's going to vote for Trump.
On Monday, President Trump's campaign is pursuing legal action against battleground states like Pennsylvania, Nevada, Michigan, and Georgia, claiming voter fraud. In a statement, the president said, "Our campaign will start prosecuting our case in court to ensure election laws are fully upheld and the rightful winner is seated. The American people are entitled to an honest election. That means counting all legal ballots and not counting any illegal ballots."
This was 4 states that went several days beyond the election. And so, to win multiple court cases suggesting that there was fraud in all of these different places, keeping in mind that some of them have Republican governors, Republican secretaries of state, Republican state legislatures. We're going to have to see the evidence on that.
For Biden's team, they're moving forward in one of his campaign promises to fight the pandemic.
So on Monday, we will announce this, the COVID task force, if you will, that will operationalize the Biden-Harris campaign plan to address COVID into a plan that the government can use.
In Rochester, Kamaria Bray, Fox 47 News.
Other dates to remember is that on January 6th, Congress will vote on the electoral votes, and on January 20th will be the president's inauguration. Israelson says a president who is giving up a position does not have to be at the inauguration. And as many around the country are celebrating Biden's win, Med City Trump supporters are in much different spirits. Last night, several gathered at Soldiers Field in Rochester for a prayer vigil in support of Trump. The president has refused to concede the election, and his campaign has filed lawsuits in several states. Many of these suits have been dismissed due to lack of merit. Still, his supporters believe the election isn't over yet and support his efforts to challenge the results.
And we need our voice to be heard.
Amen.
Yes. And we're here before the King of all, the Lord Jesus Christ, to ask him to strengthen our president and that truth will stand.
The group of Rochester residents prayed for the president and expressed their frustrations with the election process. Although there is no evidence to suggest voter fraud, many echoed Trump's claims that it has occurred. Up next on your